This is weird.
This is crazy. What a freaking upgrade, am I right?
Know.
So,
Hello.
and hello. Oh, sorry, I spoke so close into the mic for that. But hi, welcome to You're Invited.
Hello.
This is our Reddit story podcast. I'm Lovelyne.
I'm Ginae. If you're new here, hi.
Hey, and if you're our friends, hey.
We did it.
We did it.
It's weird.
I'm like torn between like talking to both you
I know,
and
the
like looking at the
camera.
camera.
Let's give a tour of the set real quick.
Yeah.
So we got our little comfy
Got our comfy
podcast
chairs. We got them white. We got our cream white.
Little cream accent pillows.
And we got our
And we got our
purple flower
little purple
for a
lavender
splash of
flower.
color. So over here on my side, I got my little boy Luigi. I'm a big fan of him. And then right next to it is a little like Pokemon like figurine, I guess you could say, with Psyduck and Slowpoke. My besties, my faves. And down here, I got just like the mushroom. And then I just have it decorated with like Circe, Song of Achilles, and then also the Odyssey and the Iliad.
My side of the side table, I have a little itty bitty Smitsky from the Cheer series. I have a Peach Riot fairy that I was gifted this Christmas by my sister. Thank you so much. And then last but not least, I got my man Burleezy. Shout outs to Burleezy and the Speakeasy.
Easy.
Below on the bottom shelf, I have on the bottom, holding up the foundation, my special collector's edition of Beach Read. Clocked
Yar,
that
clocked.
immediately when it was released in Target.
Thank you,
Snatched.
Emily Henry.
Thank you, girl. I have the Stardew Valley cookbook because I'm a Stardew Valley gal. And then I also have the New Jeans
Oh yeah.
album. Love them. And then up here, I don't really have any explanation for any of these photos, honestly. But I think in our final decoration will get us into the theme of tonight's Reddit night.
Yeah, and right behind me
Yeah.
is the 2024 edition Dungeons and Dragons Players book handbook. We started getting into Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes,
which
we
by the
did.
way, look out for that soon.
We got a pot of that as well.
And then the Funko Pop of the little crew of Dungeons and Dragons from the movie.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we'll be talking about D&D stories
D&D.
today. Yay! We got our gauntlets
yeah.
here.
Got our gauntlets.
Yeah.
What you drinking?
My lemon tea. King Car.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Islanders.
And I got some hard water. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we didn't even like really get into our D&D pod real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just because we
Plug.
have to. We have to plug
We
it.
have to.
We have to. But yeah, it's called Let's Roll. It's all of our first times playing D&D.
Yeah.
And it's also our first time for our friend Noah, who's played D&D, but this is his first time
DMing.
DMing, or for those that don't know, dungeon mastering. So yeah, so it's beginner friendly. We
Yeah.
probably make a lot of mistakes, but hey, it's a learning experience because D&D is free to make it whatever you want it to.
Exactly. And we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
We ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you don't want to watch it,
That's okay.
what's wrong with you? No.
I mean, oh yeah, true.
Hopefully that comes out soon, whenever
Yeah.
this comes out. But
Yeah, true. It might be out already. That might be out before
Before
this
this
is out.
one.
So
yeah.
All right, we spent way too long on this intro. We should get into it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for wanting to quit a campaign early after an annoying actually guy ruined my big twist?
Mother, actually.
I had worked heavily with the DM, a close friend of mine, to craft a changeling rogue who actually used to work for the big bad of our campaign and was now on a quest for revenge. But all of that was meant to be a twist, as the other players thought I was just a quiet human rogue with a subclass in being a ranger. Parentheses, I wanted a pet birdie. That is until I made the mistake, or a little hint, because the plan was they eventually figure it out through mistakes I made in my backstory or a reaction to see my boss again, where I just try to kill him no matter the plan we make. Of saying something like, I actually practiced a little bit of magic in my long life. I only know a spell that can change my form for a minute. As an option to sneak past a guard and a bit of role playing, hey, he can't typically do that, something fishy is going on. Suddenly, this one guy I'd never met before, but is apparently the most diehard D&D encyclopedia at their table, in parentheses, it was like my second game with them. I'll admit I'd only played a few times before with my friend and some of the people at the table, not the whole group. This was like my fourth time playing, first game of a new campaign for me, not them. Shout out something like, that's not on your character sheet, and you can't use magic you're already multiclassing. And the DM directed him to address that in-game, but he just wouldn't let up. I didn't make the mistake of pushing when he finally took it to role-playing. Honestly, I just wanted to brush it off and let me shapeshift once in a while. But then he started being a bit rude about how I didn't understand the rules enough to be at the table and I can't just do whatever I want. Eventually, I just let up and kind of angrily said, fine, my character reveals much earlier that he wanted to that he is a changeling and his name is not, and then insert name. He got real quiet, but didn't apologize and just said, okay, see, that makes sense now, which got me so pissed off. Other people at the table played along and tried to make it an interesting scene, but we called the game off early because everyone was a bit high strung. I don't want to keep playing that character anymore. He's fun and all without the twist, but that was a big moment I was waiting for, and now it's just ruined with no way of setting things back. And I don't really want to make a new character and rejoin with that guy, but he's been a part of their table for like a year now and is the boyfriend of one of the players. My friend is telling me that things don't always go the way you want, and there will be more cool moments for my character if I come back and play. But I just don't want to play anymore. Am I the asshole? Keep in mind, still somewhat new to the game. Don't rip me apart. If I am, I'll listen and concede if I'm wrong for this. I just don't know. Yeah.
I feel so sad for them.
Yeah.
That freaking sucks. Cause like, I feel like that dude, whoever that actually like person is like just really impatient, and
Yeah.
I feel like they really want to be in control of everything.
Yeah.
Like just them, cause once they revealed like their twist, it's like, oh, actually that makes sense. It's like, yeah, if you would have been patient,
Yeah.
and let their character develop, because that's the whole thing. Is like when you're starting a new campaign, you're starting from you start where you want to start, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if there are things that are being hidden, but the DM is obviously like in know about it,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever development that your character is going through, that's between you and the DM.
Yeah.
Because you're the ones that's supposed to know it. It's like, we're not trying to metagame and like,
Yeah.
know everything from the jump. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not everything has to make sense.
Yeah.
If anything, subconsciously, you're supposed to think like, well, everything happens for a reason. Like,
Right.
Let's see how this plays out. That's how you play the game.
Exactly.
like I feel I understand why they don't want to play this character anymore, because it's like, well, my big reveal was taken from me and I had to rush it, and
Mm-hmm.
like now I don't know what to do, because that's what I was working towards.
Right.
I think if anything, if it was in a situation, if people are like, oh, don't get rid of, because I don't know what people will say in the comments yet, but like if there's some people that are like, I don't think you should like stop playing the character, because like I can understand where it's like, if you don't have to stop playing the character, you can use that to your advantage to make a new development,
Right.
make something else that going forward will be even better than what you had planned.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally understand the disappointment. Like there are things in our campaign that we have between like our DM that we're excited to share, but we're not going to share it with each other because
Exactly.
it's not meant to be revealed yet. Like that's what the excitement and anticipation is all about.
Right.
But so I totally understand why they don't want to play that
And I
character
feel like
anymore.
in D&D, there should be a lot of room for a lot of rule breaking. Like you
Yes.
don't always have to follow word for word what's in the book, because like to reference our game, our campaign, we're doing a mix of both like the 2024 rules and the
2014
14 rules.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like major differences between the two, and we've just combined them because it's like, A, we're still learning, obviously, and then B, it's just kind of like a, who really cares?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it's homebrew, and also, like, what is it? And even with, like, situation-wise, like, we didn't even have the player book when we started. So we were going off of the website, and the new player book wasn't even out yet.
You should be more open-minded rather than very closed-minded, because it just doesn't make it fun for both the DM and your players, and maybe even you. Like, if, you know, you're a good person and you kind of recognize that you're being kind of a dick, then it's like, dude, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, if it's, I don't think this person should be kicked out of the campaign. I feel like, if anything, they should have an open conversation as a group.
Yeah.
But it's also in the sense of, like, if this player is just a hardcore D&D fan, like, sticks to the book, it's like, hey, dude, if that's how you play, I think you need to find people that play that way. Because that way it's fun for everyone, and, you know, not such a big pressure and weight on everyone else.
And I will say too, like, there should never be a power dynamic, but we do know that the DM is kind of in control of your story, and I feel like the DM should have definitely stepped in at that point to kind of at least not even like spoil the, you know, the surprise, but just be like, hey, we talked about this. It's fine. If you want to talk about it after the campaign, we can. But like, I just think like the DM should have defended just a little bit. So let's do a couple comments.
Okay.
So long as the DM knew that your character was a changeling, then they should have stepped in far before you had to break your arc's twist early. I've had people wonder about certain abilities at my table before, never actually having an aneurysm or being rude about it. And I always just say, I know maybe there's a reason for it. It obviously tells the players that the DM is signing off on it, and I let it be enough of something where they can RP their suspicions if it really is something they want to continue talking about. I know that the personal story of a character is really important to a player, as do most DMs, I would hope. And to have that ruined does suck, but the idea is cool for what it's worth. I would encourage you to reuse the idea so you can get some more mileage out of it if you would like, but ultimately the decision to stay lies with you.
Oh, yeah, they were debating whether they should leave themselves, right?
Yeah.
That sucks. Like,
right. I think, well, obviously this is like months ago. So who knows? Hopefully they're playing either with a new group or with the same group and they talked it out.
Yeah.
But
I just feel so bad. I feel like that's also coming from, like, I really feel like they're not getting enough support from that group, and that sucks.
I feel like at least one little hoorah of just like talking to the DM and like to the players, kind of getting that conversation, that would like help a lot.
Yeah.
And if like, you know, you don't feel comfortable with like the responses, or if you do like talk to them and you're like, okay, let's play again, and it just doesn't feel right, then I definitely agree that you should just like walk away and find another group, and or host your own group too. Like,
oh yeah,
because there's a
try
like
DMing yourself.
Yeah, there's a big community out there like that are willing to play and you know, let people in.
Be supportive of your table.
Yeah, don't be rude.
Yeah.
I don't go asking her about her lore.
She's trying to figure out my shit. She's trying to figure out my shit.
She's trying to get up in there. Story 2. Not allowed to play my character as intended. This one's a bit long.
Oh no.
Nothing too harsh, but it's been years and still annoys me. Ages ago, I wanted to play a conjuration specialist who only summoned creatures to hang out with. A tiger here, an imp there, maybe a wolf and a badger. He'd summon them, feed them, spend his free time chilling with summoned creatures, and then dismiss them back to wherever with a full belly and a good brushing. He often summoned a specific, and I don't know how to pronounce this creature, so I'm going to just say creature. Once he obtained a true name and summoned blindly, it actually took a liking to my character. This creature would show up, yell about being in a summoning circle, realized it was my character, and then just hang out. The summoning circle was huge and had tables and chairs and good food and drinks available. Then my character would spend time asking questions, sharing stories, and send the confused yet pleased demon on its way. The creature enjoyed the break twice a month, and their deal was that she would accept the hospitality in exchange for conversation and some information. This had been our deal for years. The long-term plan was that this creature is to become a familiar to my character once we got to a good level where it wouldn't be unbalanced. It was all roleplay during downtime, and the group and the DM enjoyed it. I was playing this character for about a year of real time. Our longtime DM had to stop playing due to some personal obligations, and one of the players stepped up to take over. This would have been ideal since we all knew the story and where we wanted to go, but I guess this player turned DM actually just hated all our characters. In the first session, it all went okay. There was some tension from the DM, but we figured it was first time jitters. The second session started. It was a shopping/downtime session where we all could roleplay a little. This is when the DM hit us. 1. The paladin of the group lost contact with his god. We got excited for a plot hook. There was no plot hook. No breadcrumbs, nothing. The paladin was demoted to a stock fighter. He was at least allowed to rebuild his character to the same level as a fighter, but he wasn't happy. We talked after, and he was considering dropping the group. 2. Our rogue seemed to be incapable of stealth, pickpocketing, anything rogue shenanigans related. Every NPC suddenly had some version of omniscience about her actions because you're a well-known adventurer and stick out wherever you go. Even her high levels of the disguise skill and investment in the best costumes didn't work. Our wizard was fine, no issues. And number 4, and that comes to me. The conjurer. I was a conjuration-focused wizard/druid and the support for the group. During the session, I went out into the woods and tried to summon a bear and was told that it didn't work, but the spell was spent. I was surprised and tried again. No dice, so I gave up. Later, we needed some story-related information, and I went to call up my ally, the Aranyes, to ask if she knew anything. She appeared and wouldn't talk, just went wild in the circle, threatened me, and destroyed the furniture and food I had provided. Finally, we all asked the DM about what his problem was, and he went off on us. The paladin had always overshadowed his fighter, and he didn't like that. It was unfair, and he hated paladins, like just the whole class, because it was OP. He also hated that the players was always playing lawful good. Keep in mind that the paladin didn't force his character on us. It was all in his own bubble, and he played his character well. The DM also hated that the paladin was okay with me enslaving an evil devil. The paladin said that his character would be fine with it since it was more of a visit than a binding, and I never used my Aranyes friend for anything but information and companionship. According to the DM, the paladin should have slain the Aranyes. The DM hated the rogue because she was specialized in espionage rather than backstabbing. She wasn't a real rogue, according to him. He didn't like she played a quiet character who used her skill to get info we needed. The DM said she wasn't even playing a rogue correctly. Then it came to me. He hated that I played battlefield control over summoning creatures in combat. He said my whole concept was childish and stupid, and he refused to allow me to summon anything outside of combat, and any evil creature I summoned would only try to kill me. We kicked him from the group, and the rogue took over, and it was good from there. But that was one hell of a rant from a guy we had peacefully played with for years.
I think it was never peaceful. This is a revenge story.
Yeah.
Also, I got one important question. How many of those players were female? This is villain story. Like, bro, like if this is what like he set y'all up for,
yeah.
Dude was never playing peacefully from the jump. That's actually insane.
It's been building up for years.
Like, dude just had resentment, did not decide to communicate, and was like, let me make this miserable for everybody because I'm miserable.
Yeah. It like literally he killed the story immediately.
No, literally.
Just to like take revenge on like his players, his friends.
Also, ain't this supposed to be your team? Like, what the fuck? This would have been one hell of a twist if this was just the characters.
Right.
But also just like diminishing the literal rules of how to play each class. Like a rogue that is not stealthy. Yeah. And also demoting the paladin. Bring the old DM back. We miss old DM.
No, yeah.
Like, where's OG?
No. Where's the OG?
I know the Discord chat was going, or the group chat was going wild. They were like, bro, please come back.
Yo, we miss you.
But also, it's like, it sucks because I'm happy they kicked him out.
Yeah.
Immediately. I'm happy. Like, I'm just thinking, like, no one else is. I bet that table, no one else was talking except for that dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, bro's just being like, you got killed, you lose that, you got that, like, da 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 da. And everyone's just like sitting there like, I haven't seen a dice rolled once.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
He was waiting for this moment. He grabbed it and he just went with it. It almost like he like grabbed it and ran off a cliff.
No,
You know?
literally, dude had his. I'll do you one better. Dude had his Titan moment. They were like, OG DM left, and he stepped up. They were like, yes, the campaign saved. He was like, I wouldn't say saved, more like under new management. Like, brother, what?
Like, I honestly don't understand why this person didn't just like leave.
Yeah.
You know? Or at least like at an end of a session when like, I don't know, for some reason like something finally clicked in him and he was like, hey, I actually just disagree with everything that you guys are doing. Why not just like go to your DM or go to the players and just be like, hey, why are you playing like this?
Yeah.
Why, like, I just don't understand why you save it to the time that you're DMing. Because it's like, if that DM didn't even leave and he was still around, were you just going to sit there and just take it all? Because I'm just like, you should want to make it fun for you, too. Because it seems like he wasn't having fun.
Yeah. He had malicious intent, low key.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
He wanted to be in control and wanted the power. Like, I know that D&D is mostly improv, but if you're gonna do certain stuff, like just honestly, it was just a lot of belittlement.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of belittlement.
Yeah.
And if dude just had a problem, he should have just spoken up.
Someone said, I'm giving you the award for most believable horror story. I hate players that take the game so serious and stereotypical. All demons bad, rogues have to be edgy and only good for backstab, etc., etc. Luckily, there wasn't a bard, otherwise he probably would have gotten mad. They weren't horny enough or something. And then the OP responds,
Sing a song, bitch.
Seduce me. Serenade my ass. The OP responds, there are a lot of players like this. I think he may have had an issue not being the main character. He generally didn't try to take over, and our group was big on giving people the stage for things if they wanted. I don't know what happened.
Crazy Bard wasn't horny enough. Oh my god. I know, why are we going with the stereotypes? What the frick? He's like, all demons are bad. Racist much? Hi, we're back.
Hey.
We took a break, but also my pink light died. So we still have our blue light though, period.
I hope so.
We had a little technical difficulty. We fixed it.
Dungeons and Dragons group leader becomes a Twitch stream fanboy. My DM has discovered Critical Role, and I hate his game now. I'll preface that saying I am not a big fan of Critical Role, but I don't mind people who like it and get enjoyment from it. I just don't want to hear about it at the table. I don't enjoy how forced the show is, its idea of humor, its length, or the players in it. That's just my reality. I appreciate that it's brought role-playing games to the masses, though, and that can only be good for the overall health of our hobby. I do, however, love Dungeons & Dragons. At least I used to. We're 3 years into a long, COVID-interrupted campaign that my DM has homebrewed. Our group is a thrown-together party of adventurers. Barbarian, Bard, Fighter, Wizard, Warlock, and Ranger. All out to claim revenge against the big bad group. They reference BBEG a lot. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, big bad evil guy.
Oh.
Please.
Oh, so we're dumb. Okay. I'm just kidding.
All out to claim revenge against the big bad evil guy for crimes committed against our families, and it's been fun, even with a token Dragonborn player who doesn't participate beyond rolling to attack and gushing about how they love dragons. But at some point during our hiatus, the DM has discovered Critical Role and Matthew Mercer, and it's a huge bummer.
Oh,
no. Oh no. What used to be a great setting of high magic fantasy is slowly starting to twist into the bastard child of a Critical Role offshoot. There are references to the show every session, and now characters from it have started appearing in the game.
Is that legal? I'm sorry. What? Is that legal?
I mean,
bro's asking for a lawsuit. That's crazy.
I get, like, I don't know.
I mean, as long as they're not recording it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, another disclaimer: we actually really like Matt Mercer. Like.
Oh yeah, we love him. We love
Great,
Critical Role. We
yeah.
love Matthew Mercer.
Dimension
Love their
20, the
team.
whole thing.
Dimension 20, Brennan Lee. Mwah.
Yeah.
We love all the
Respect
DMs.
to them.
And now characters from it have started appearing in the game as the Dungeon Master's playable characters using Critical Role rules. Ooh.
Oh, I mean,
That's a lot. Okay.
that is a lot, but like I wonder if that's like they're combined. Oh, they definitely are. Because if they're doing like Player's Handbook and then plus Critical Role rules, that's like a bunch of information that's just like,
yeah.
whoa.
To set the scene, it's a small group of 6 and only about half of us don't watch CR. So there's looks when we eye each other every time the DM makes a reference to someone that should be recognizable or names a character the other players squeal in excitement about. These gripes aside, and most cringeworthy to me, our DM has even changed his entire personality as a DM to be Mercer.
Oh no.
As ridiculous as this is to believe, he suddenly showed up one week in the same outfit, leather cuffs and all, as him, and he even grown out his hair.
Okay, cosplayer. Can you guess who I am?
Ah!
Oh,
Do you like my little vest?
Oh my god.
He wears Critical Role merchandise and will spend about an hour every week recapping the episode he just watched on YouTube.
Guys.
The problem is, he isn't Matthew Mercer. He doesn't have the charisma nor range to deliver a gaming experience like a 5-hour podcast conducted by trained actors in one session. As a result, it has killed my enthusiasm to play, and now I find myself finding reasons to not engage with the group. I've gone from being the face of the party to just tagging along on Critical Role Season 2.5 and hoping I can botch a few save rolls so my character can get killed off. Simply put, I don't know how to broach the subject with him without hurting his feelings and coming across as a huge dick for not finding his new interest as fun as he does. What do? And then
Did they actually type that? What do?
What do? And then he has like 3 edits on here. Edit 1. A lot of people are calling me out for having main character syndrome, and I just want to address that here. It's far from the case. The group in general is very combat oriented, and I'm very comfortable with the speaking side of things, both in my stat block and in real life. So it has always fallen on my character to do the talking. When I'm talking to the DM PCs from a podcast I'm not interested in, however, I have little enthusiasm for it and so have actively taken a step back. When I say I've gone from being the face to a participant, that's all I mean. Some of you are reading far, far too much into that. Edit 2. In terms of the Dragonborn player, it is someone we have known for 20 years and who is absolutely obsessed with all things dragons. Again, you're reading a little too much into that throwaway line. Our group is entirely made up of 30-plus year-olds who have known each other since childhood. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When we stop rolling dice, we are still friends and still speak to each other every day. We rag on each other, but we love each other. The idea any of us would do something harmful or, as one person put it, elitist is complete fantasy.
Us in 10 years minus the toxicity.
Yeah, literally. And then edit 3. There's been a lot of good advice on this, so thank you. I'm going to just privately message our DM and explain that the Critical Role references and inclusions are just a bit too much for me. It's surprising nonetheless that a lot of people here are struggling to wrap their head around the idea of wanting players to be the protagonists, not the DM PCs.
Yeah. Okay. Lot of thoughts.
Go ahead.
Well, first off, I'm happy that we got like the context on like their relationship and how they are as players. It's like, because 3 years is a long time, but now we know it's because they're besties.
Yeah.
Again, consent, communication,
right.
like let everyone in on what's going through your mind. But also, I think they're very much diminishing their entire friend group. Like, dude literally said, like, he's pulling in another group's campaign into their own campaign for them to be main characters and killing off theirs, like treating them like they're NPCs. That is not how you play the game.
Yeah.
At this point, this is like, in layman's terms, this is like if you're at the pool and you're playing mermaids with your friends, and then you're like, no, but I'm this, da, 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 da. Oh, but so-and-so comes in. But, Ariel's here.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out with Ariel. Sorry.
Yeah.
This might be a really bad analogy. But, like, for those that don't play D&D, I'm trying to, like, because you're basically, and no one shit on me for this. I know someone's going to call out for me. But, like, in layman's terms, to describe for people that don't play D&D, you're basically playing pretend with the stakes higher. It's not fun when everyone else doesn't get to play and doesn't get to, like, engage as much. Because I get that it's like an abuse of power, honestly, because especially when you're the DM, you're supposed to be in control, but the players have control too over their characters, over what the story of their characters are and what they want for their character and progression and development. So by bringing in a whole developed groups, like a whole developed campaign, I'm assuming that this might be Vox Machina or Bell's Hells, because both of those are completed.
Yeah.
Oh no, not Bell's Hells, Mighty Nine, because those are both completed. It's like you're bringing in someone else's like already developed characters. Like, what more? Like, at this point, it's just fan fiction. That's what this is. It's a live action fan fiction.
Especially when
the author's the only one playing.
Right. Especially when you've been like playing for like this long, this 3 years. And like COVID interrupted too, so it's like I'm sure that even like playing got like longer and more intimate now that you're like all stuck inside and stuff. Mm-hmm. But like, just to kind of bring back to what you were saying with like having your story being suddenly overlapped just because this YouTube famous podcast is now just overlapping it. It just feels so like, it's such an ick. Icky. It's icky. It's gross. Mm-hmm. It's just not fun. I don't know. Like, I just feel like you pressuring them into this like whole scene of like, look, there's Keyleth. Like, you know,
my girl Kiki.
Or like, you know, like, why must you do that? Especially
if the other players don't know about it.
Exactly.
Also, like, if they don't recognize any of these players, they don't know what Critical Role is, or like OP, they're just not a fan of it.
Yeah.
And they didn't expect this at all. Why do that to them and like make it harder on them? Because also, again, it just comes down to communication. Like, you should have asked and been like, hey, like, if this was a 1 session thing, I feel like that's fine. You could have been like, hey guys, I found this group called Critical Role and I've been really getting into it. Yeah. You know? And I really like the characters. I kind of want to know what your guys' characters, how they would interact with, you know, Critical Role's characters. And so, like, is it cool if 1 session we just give them a little cameo?
Right, like a one-off beach
not
episode.
Every session.
Yeah.
But maybe just one. The whole change of personality thing.
Yeah.
Come on. Like if anything, inspiration is a thing.
Yes.
But don't turn into someone that you're not.
Yeah.
Like, you can have inspirations. Matt Mercer can be your inspiration, but you don't have to turn into him. Because also, it's like, 3 years? You've been DMing for 3 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you should have, not that you should have, but like, I would feel like a DM would have their own style by then.
Right.
Their own way of like storytelling. And obviously your campaign likes it because they didn't have anything to complain about in the first place.
Exactly.
So why change yourself now? Be yourself. If you're a DM, be yourself. Like, tell the story like how you would tell the story, not how someone else would tell the story. And again, they made up a good point. Like, these are trained actors. These are all trained voice actors that did something fun because they were all friends.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do something together. And honestly, that's normal people shit. But again, they're trained actors. They have a different, they've been storytelling for a really long time. So they know how to do it in a way that like no one else can.
Yeah.
You know? So That's their style.
For sure.
What's yours? You know, stick it to what you and your friends are like, you know? Because your friendship is the personality. Don't take that away. Because if anything, like, for us, that's why we started a campaign, because we were inspired by Critical Role, Dimension 20.
Yeah.
And even, like, Legends of Adventurous, like, shout outs to those guys, too. Like, these are people that we saw doing things with their friends, and we were like, we should do that with our friends, you know? Like, take it inspiration and make it your own.
Hello everyone. You may remember a few days ago I posted a story about how my longtime friend and DM decided to change his personality and campaign to mirror Matthew Mercer and Critical Role, respectively. In addition to these changes, his campaign, which had been homebrew for previous 3 years, started including Critical Role characters in DM PC roles. This included him effectively playing along with us to complete quests in one particularly egregious instance of Strong Jaw straight up tagging along to kill a big bad evil guy without us being able to get a turn. Half of our 6-person group does not watch CR and has no point of reference for any of the super cool Easter eggs the DM was deciding to drop into the game. It had gone from legitimate fun to fantasy fulfillment for him, in my opinion. The post, unsurprisingly, was met with accusations that I was suffering from main character syndrome. Because how dare a player expect to play the game or to be a protagonist? That I was lying, and that if I was so smart, I should start my own campaign. DMs can never be wrong, as evidenced by the amount of Flare DMs commenting this particular nugget on my original post. All of that bad faith advice was promptly binned. Some of you turned to insults to defend McCritical Role as peak entertainment, and others created a meme. That last thing was actually kind of funny. But to those of you who actually decided to help, thank you. You said I should be honest with him and broach the subject with reference to how fun his game used to be, that he didn't need to be Matthew Mercer to run a game, and importantly, do that without being a dick. Treat the issue as if it was my problem, not his. After this weekend Saturday session, when again we played Critical Role, the game, I pulled him aside on our way home and had a heart-to-heart. It went a little like this. Me. DM, I don't think I'm having as much fun as I used to having played D&D anymore, and I'm thinking about dropping out of the group to focus on other things. DM, why is that liquid hamster? Oh, that's his user, I'm assuming. Me. Well, a few of us just don't get all of the Critical Role references you're making lately. We aren't playing the same game anymore, and it feels like the focus is on their character rather than ours. This week, we spent the session being railroaded by your NPC rather than playing the game. DM, I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys felt this way. If you're not having fun, I'll see what I can change. Thanks for letting me know. Me, no worries, buddy. I just think your game was better before CR. On Sunday, we played again, and as we discussed, the CR influence was toned down. We actually all got to roll dice. There wasn't a DMPC babysitting our group for the duration, and all of us had fun. There was the occasional dip into CR for a reference here and there, but it was a marked difference to just the day before. He's still dressed like Matthew Mercer, though, but that's whatever at this point.
I'm so happy this had a happy ending.
Thank God.
Oh my gosh, I was so worried.
No, literally. My player fell in love with me, the DM, but I'm married and one of the players is my husband.
Wait, that's insane. And I always say this, I feel like every
I know,
dude,
exactly.
this is proving my theory.
No,
I feel
yeah.
like every D&D campaign has a couple in them, like an IRL couple. Critical Role has Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham. Yeah. And then Dimension 20
is Murphy and Emily. I know,
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder why D&D
It's just interesting.
I'm typing this on mobile, so apologies for the formatting. I have been playing D&D with my husband for 5 years, and this is my first campaign DMing. Oh, yay.
Is this a man or a woman?
Woman, I think. I'll take that back, just in case. We are playing with his friend group who are Pat, Marie, and Dylan. Not real names. We've been playing for the last 3 months, and everything has been going great so far. The party works well together, and there is really no issue. except Dylan. Dylan is playing a half-orc barbarian who fell in love with a half-elf named Sheila. And this has been a progressing storyline. For reference, he is not the only one who is romancing an NPC, and the rest of the party has not professed their love over text to me. After this session last night, the group went home, and Dylan sent me a bunch of texts saying that he had noticed tension between us and that we can't deny it, and he is open to taking the next steps. I am horrified, of course, and informed my husband immediately because this is his friend. My husband texts Dylan for a bit, then calls and berates him for his actions. Dylan then says that my husband is standing in the way of our love, and my husband hangs up and blocks him on both of our phones. We discussed next steps and decided to cancel D&D for the time being because I'm freaked out. The rest of the group are understanding, but man, this has been a weird Christmas.
Christmas. Bro, you're on a one-way street.
You're not even on the same street. You
Sir.
are in a completely different town.
Sir, you're in an abandoned parking lot. The hell? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I'd be terrified. Girl, I too am in love with the Baldur's Gate 3 narrator, but you don't see me fooling up her DMs, bro.
Gross.
Aren't you
bro.
supposed to be in love with Sheila?
I guess it's one of the NPCs that she plays.
That's great. Oh, like that's an NPC.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro. Really?
Yeah.
You don't know fiction from reality? Oh, see, that's the main requirement you need to have for this type of game.
Bro, and you think she was gonna just be like, okay?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Is there an update for that one?
No.
Fuck.
It's really short, yeah.
No. Okay, comments then.
Someone said, weird as fuck. Sorry you're having to deal with this, but it sounds like you're both responding correctly. Maybe just eject this dude from the group and keep going. Just write him out.
Yeah.
The OP responded, that is probably what we will do, but I'm sad my first time DMing has been tainted because of this. Oh yeah, that's even worse.
It's your first time.
And then that's another
don't
person.
Don't be a weirdo.
Yeah, don't be.
Please don't be
weird.
a weirdo. Don't be a sicko.
Someone else responded, well, another way of looking at this is that you did a very, very good job. Doesn't necessarily remove the ick factor or other complicated emotions adjacent to DMing right now, but hopefully those will fade and you can get back to running sessions it sounds like you and others love.
Last
one. Women can't DM. The first and last time I'll ever run a game.
Are we ending this episode on a bad note?
We'll see.
Please, no, please.
I used to play with a D&D group for a few months when I got the idea that I wanted to start my own one-shot campaign. This is 3 years ago, by the way.
Okay.
I write one up, and it took me about a month to get all the world building complete. When I announced I wanted to run my game after our current one was wrapped, the current DM laughed at me. He said girls can't DM, that nobody can take my lead because girls aren't effective leaders. I ignored his bullshit, and after he wrapped, I set a date for the next weekend. Everyone showed up, former DM included, but nobody would listen to me. I tried to establish a story, but they talk over me about everything from ordering a pizza to who should go and buy some beer in the middle of my game. After 3 hours of me trying to herd these cats, I gave up, ordered the damn pizza, and ate in quiet defeat. The DM, smug as fuck, had taken the time to tell me so before leaving me with the rest of the gang. That's when I found the truth. The former DM told the rest of the guys to not listen to me because I needed to know my place in the group and to stop trying to take over his group. I never went back, nor spoke to any of them ever again. I was called childish, but what's really childish is sabotaging a game and not talking his concerns out like a big boy. Nearly ruined my love of the game, and definitely ruined my desire to run one.
No.
And then they have an edit. They have 3 edits.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Since I'll never use this, maybe someone will. A king they're gonna give the story that she was about to.
No. Oh my gosh, wait, quick pause.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say I wish her the best, and I hope that she goes and creates an all-woman campaign.
Oh yeah.
Run by women for women. Fuck all you
Literally.
that did that to her. She did not put the story.
No. And also, fuck the other guys too.
Yes, for listening to that asshole. Y'all should have stood up for her.
Like, are you kidding me?
The fuck?
But yeah, I'm assuming she's putting her story on here.
Oh my god.
So she says, since I'll never use this, maybe someone will. A king hires the party, offering to pay them a large sum of gold to retrieve a magical relic from an evil wizard who stole it from the local medicine woman. He refuses to tell what the item is other than it's a bag, but insists that if it's not found, the world is in danger. As it turns out, the relic was a bag of holding, filled with dangerous and cursed shit, and is being stored in a dungeon, well guarded and dangerous as hell. But it was going to be implied that it's an option to just steal it themselves. But I had very well-rounded NPCs that I was very proud of.
Aww.
Yeah.
Girly, I hope you use it. I really do hope you saved it and you're using it for a better group that deserves it. That is incel behavior.
Truly.
It's so
It's
bad.
gross.
And like I'm hearing that, but from context, I'm assuming she was the only woman amongst the group.
It's gotta be.
So of course the fucking misogynistic assholes just
right.
made it all the worse. Where do you find these people?
They're freaking everywhere.
I know she was trying to
There's
prove a
no
point
way.
and power to her, but like, where do you find these people, man?
I know.
And if these were like friends of hers, fuck y'all. I hope she's not your friend anymore.
I know.
Y'all don't deserve her and her talent. Y'all's campaign probably sucks ass.
Also,
And
just
that's
to
why
add
y'all
in,
don't got queens on your side.
No,
like y'all are probably
literally.
all No, I need to calm down.
Oh, well, just to like add in though, in one of her edits, she did say, "Fuck it." After hearing all your encouragement, I'm going to try and find a new crew.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank God. Okay. Did end on a good note.
Yes.
Yay. I'm happy. I really hope she used that story. Because
I know.
even with that, I feel like you not only became a DM of a new group, you became a DM for a lot of people. Because you put that out there. Now people can take it and make it their own. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a ride.
D&D is crazy.
D&D
we're
is crazy.
Just learning.
I
We're just
know.
learning now.
We're complete like well, we're not really noobs, but you know, we got like
I consider myself a noob. I'm still learning.
2 months.
But yeah, we got
on
2
our
months of
belt.
experience. But, what did we learn, class? We learned that
Stop being an asshole.
stop being an asshole. Be kind.
Play the way you want
be
to play.
yourself.
Yes.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Have consent.
Yeah.
For everyone involved, and just have fun. Like this is supposed to be an enjoyable game. Like have fun with everyone. I'm excited. I'm happy to be new to this community. I'm excited that it's been expanded. It's a 50-year-old game. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
and like
old.
Male dominated too. So it's
Right.
like I love to see women in male dominated fields.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we're seeing way more of that, and so let it happen, let it continue, let it flourish.
Yeah.
But if you want more D&D, you should check out Let's Roll,
Yeah.
our campaign that we totally haven't plugged this entire episode.
This totally wasn't some sort of elaborate.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, no, literally, we've been wanting to do this for forever, like even
For
before,
a long
even
time.
before like our campaign was developed. We got more women than men on that campaign. Let me hear you.
Yeah.
We got.
And it was super fun being here on our set too.
I know, this is so
It's
exciting.
crazy.
Join us for more episodes soon.
Well, let us know what theme you want for the next time we do this.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for coming.